Okay folks, today we are going to be doing two perspective drawings. This is another episode in our basic drawing lab.
This is Suicide 5022.
We have a station point, which I'm going to put right here, and I'm going to name it Station Point. That's the point where everything is staying stationary. Now, because this is two-point perspective, I'm now going to have two vanishing points. I'm going to put them on the same line. There's vanishing point 1 and vanishing point 2 we'll put over here. And you're going to say, okay, well, why do they have to be on the same line? They don't. But I made them even because it makes the picture look a little more interesting. So the very first thing you need when doing perspective drawings is you need to have vanishing lines. So very lightly, I'm drawing in vanishing lines from station point to both vanishing points. And again, you don't want them to be super dark. You want them to be fairly light so you can still see them, but maybe erase them later, kind of thing. So now I'm going to put my front of my building here. I'm actually going to do a little cityscape. And so I'm going to have it be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll make it 7. 7 squares up on my grid, and then I'm going to have that be the top of my building. So now I need to connect this to each of my vanishing points. So I'm connecting the top of that line very lightly to each vanishing point. And you probably are starting to see what's happening. Is that what it's giving me is the idea that I'm looking at the corner of the building and down 2 streets away. So what I'm going to do is darken this basically to a point right there, which makes it right there. And notice I just put little points to show where I'm going, is I'm going to use those as the actual roof of the building. And I made them even on both sides by just picking the spot where it touched right there at about the same spot. And then I am going to basically say 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put a point right there. So I just counted straight up from my original line, and then I just can connect this, notice, along the vanishing line, and it's actually going to make that vanishing line, I can actually darken it in there and make the roof. So from this point, I'm going to go right over here and see, there is the roof of my building. Well, that's great that it has a roof, but it doesn't have any walls yet. So I'm going to take this corner right here and go straight down. And then I'm going to take this corner right here and go straight down right along my vertical line. And I'm going to darken that in so you can see it better there. And there is my building. And so you can see that I now have, it looks like I'm going from here out. Now, let's say I have a taller building sitting next to it. So I'm going to take this line and actually extend it up, right to there. Because now there's a taller building right here, which means I'm going to extend this line up to there. And you're going to say, why there? Well, because I went up 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And now I can connect those two lines, but I can do it by going to my vanishing point. Here gives me the side of my building. And so now that I've got that, I can go here from this edge to there on my vanishing point, and it's again giving me the edge that I need. So I'm going to connect this one also to this same vanishing point on this side, because now I can use that and say, oh, okay, well, back here I'm going to have a straight line that's parallel to this. So actually what we'll do is we'll just make this go out to, let's say, right there, and that's going to connect to the opposite vanishing point right there or so, which makes this part go dark, because that's now the back of my building. So then this is going to go straight down from there to here. And you're going to say, well, why don't you come all the way down? Well, because this is a vanishing line. I don't go past it. So now I have the roof of this building and the roof of this building right there. And this, I would probably go through and erase these lines right there so that I have this side right here, which I'm kind of going to darken in so you can see it a little better right there. And this face of this building right there, this side right here, and this face right here. Very gently color those in so you can see them. So now I have two buildings. I could do the same thing over here the exact same way and say, okay, well, I'm going to have a building that touches here and continues on. In the same way that I just made this go up, I can do the same thing over here. I can either put a building right behind it, or I can put one right next to it and say, okay, well, I'm going to take this out and I'm going to draw, let's say right here to there, and I'm going to then darken this in because it's now the front of that building. And when I connect this to this vanishing point over here, and you'll notice I'm going to be drawing through my other building, another good reason to make them very light. I now have a roof of a building that is the same height, which is right there. So there's my roof of my other building, and there's the front of my other building. See how it's all stretched out now? So I have two buildings that are the same height, one that is taller. I could have made this one taller or shorter by simply drawing the line in a different spot. So go ahead and give a 2-point perspective a try.